1450 WOL, Washington, D.C. and WPRS HD2, Waldorf, Washington. A Radio 1 station and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
All right, everybody, we're back here. This is our second hour. I tell you, the first hour went by so quick, we didn't know what to do. All right, everyone, our topic for today is Own Your Beauty. I don't know if you know this, but this is in celebration of the National Entrepreneur Month. Our president, the Barack Obama, you know, he designated November as National Entrepreneurship Month, and we are so excited because I am an owner, and I'm telling you, another owner, a good friend of mine who we appreciate. When I tell you at the Sea Island Morning Show, we love us some Richard Pelzer.
Yes, we do.
We love us some Richard Pelzer. For those who just tuning in, this is our second hour. Richard Pelzer used to be one of the best producers of the Sea Island Morning Show in the world. We love him to death. But we also, besides us loving Richard, we want to really, first of all, before we even get our guests on the air, we want to thank, we thank you so much, the Global Network of Black Pride, Harlem Pride, and the LGBT faith leaders of African American descent for hosting the Many Faces One Dream in New York City on November 20th and 21st. We want all of our listeners to go to www.manyfacesoneDream, is all spelled out, M-A-N-Y, facesoneDream.com to register for your ticket. The cost is only $25, and of course it includes lunch. So it's a wonderful day trip to New York City. You know, it sounds like a good old megabus trip. Ray, what you say about that?
I'm ready. Where my ticket at?
Many Faces, One Dream. So we're going to talk about that. But today, we're so excited to have our guest, Miss Monique Fortenberry. She is the director of the U.S. Small Business Administration's New York District Office, a member of the federal government's Senior Executive Service. It goes on. I'm not going to read all this.
This is a powerful woman.
Yeah, I tell you this. I'm not going to read all this. One good thing I will say is, as director, Monique is responsible for delivering SBA's business advisory, capital access, entrepreneur development, international trade, contract procurement, I'm not gonna mess up. I'm not gonna mess it up. But one good thing was she's a graduate from Northwestern University and here in Washington D.C., Georgetown University Law Center. Good morning, Miss Fortenberry.
Good morning. You sure know how to do an intro. I tell you.
Well, Miss Fortenberry,
I hope my mom listened to that.
Well, I sure hope your mom is listening too. You know, I'm a graduate from Morehouse College, so I know how to put it on and put it off, baby.
I know you're Morehouse and Howard. You're doing everybody proud.
Oh, very good. Well, you know, we have tons of questions for you. First, let me just start off by again thanking the great people over at Many Faces. I want you to talk to us about what's going on with Many Faces One Dream, and then we're going to get all into the SBA stuff. But tell us about Many Faces One Dream.
Many Faces One Dream Economic Empowerment Tour. And when I tell you it is empowering, it is empowering. We have been working all over the New York area to bring awareness to the tour and to bring into the SBA family the LGBT community. And I can tell you that all across the country, and this tour is a 13-city tour, that says to the LGBT community, SBA wants you on board with our team, and we want to empower you with the tools and the information you need to start and grow your business. This week at the Brooklyn Marriott, and you mentioned some of our local partners, we're also partnered with the National Black Justice Coalition, the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, and Black Enterprise to bring you 2 days of training. It's
Wow.
1 day of training forums and another day of one-on-one counseling. So we want to see you at the Brooklyn Marriott this Wednesday and Thursday, November 20th and 21st. 2 days, 2 tracks. Start your business, take your business to the next level.
All right. That's at the Brooklyn Marriott this week. So now we do have listeners out of the New York City area. And also, we mentioned earlier that if you're in the Washington, D.C. area where we broadcast the show, and if you want to take a cute bus trip, get on a mega bus, jump up there, so you
Come on up here.
Yes.
We want you.
So
Get
you can
on
take
the
part.
bus, get to Brooklyn. Give me a call directly. I will help you figure out how to get here. We want to see you. We want these seats full. We want the place packed, because the information that you will receive from experts in growing and starting small business to our lending partners, as well as members of the New York City Office of Financial Empowerment, export assistance, any aspect of small business that you think you need to start or grow your business will be at this Many Faces One Dream tour in Brooklyn this week.
And I really think that, first of all, I don't know who came up with Many Faces One Dream, but I think that's awesome, because at the end of the day, you know, a lot of us do not look alike, but we have that same passion, that same drive to one day open and operate our own successful business. So listen, so let's get started here, because we're just really excited to have you to be a part of the morning show. My first question is, what do you feel are, or just share with us at least 3 facts that potential entrepreneurs, when they approach, when they get ready to approach opening a business, what 3 facts do you think that we can share with them? They want to open up a business and they come into the SBA. Tell us some facts.
Sure. So a couple of things to keep in mind is that there is a long tradition of entrepreneurship in the African American community, and I know you know this all too well, given the business that your family started in 1996. So one, you come into the SBA not by yourself, but as part of this ongoing tradition. And one of the things we know is that minority-owned businesses are the fastest-growing segment of the economy, and we want to make sure that if we have people out there who want to start businesses, that they get their share of this economy, so that they not only empower the business that they start, but they empower the community. And we know how transformative it can be to have one business enter a community. It is transformative for that community. It's transformative for the business owner, for the family of that business owner, and ultimately to our economy. So, one, you're not alone. You're part of a team. And 2, we need you. So we also know that black buying power in the United States in 2010 was $957 billion.
Wow.
We want to be owners in that economy,
That's
not
right.
just consumers.
Yes. And that's awesome, because today, if you're just tuning in, we have the awesome Monique Fortenberry on the line, and we're talking about own your beauty, being able to get out there and do what is necessary to own your own business. And one thing I'll say before we go further is I give a big shout out to the SBA, because it was when we leased our space for 9 years, and then when we decided to own a building, Ms. Fortenberry, the first thing that we did was, once we found a location, we have a 30,000 square foot building that we own right in the heart of Catholic University. We're right at the steps of Catholic University. I'm the only minority in that entire area. And trust me, that's a whole nother topic. But one thing I will say is, it is because of the SBA that I was able to move forward with my business. So it's true, and we haven't talked before. It's true when you said that you want the people to know that they're not alone, because the SBA came in with some great rates, with some great opportunities for us, and also they also have, which we haven't talked about yet, but a lot of great classes, a lot of really good informative sessions, probably like the Many Faces One Dream.
That is correct, and that's a key part of what we do. So people usually immediately think of loans, and loans are and can be an important part of starting and growing a business. What we want, though, is to step back a bit and say, what is the information you need before you even apply for the loan?
Absolutely. And I know this is your interview, but I get kind of.
This is your show.
I know, because I get kind of carried away, because it bothers me, Miss Fortenberry, when I have people who the first thing they want to do is open their own business but have no clue.
Right.
They love to do hair. They can do hair with their eyes closed, but when it comes to business, it is a major problem. So we want the SBA. And so my next question is I know we loans, we talk about, but how important, because this is my listener wants to know, how important of a role does credit play in the SBA process?
Credit is a huge issue for any business that is starting. It's especially important to the small business community, and more particular to communities of color, and this is why. So if you go into a traditional lender, or frankly any lender, the first thing they're going to look at is your credit. But this is what we know about SBA. SBA guarantees loans and is 3 to 5 times more likely to guarantee a loan to a minority or a woman-owned small business than a conventional lender. Right. So we know that if you work with SBA, you'll have a greater chance of being approved. But we also need to step back again and say, how do you put your best foot forward to the lender?
Yes.
Come to us, work with our business counselors. We have a network of business counselors throughout the New York area and as well in Washington, D.C., where you are based, who can sit down with you, look at your entire profile, and do one of two things. One is to say, you know what, I think you're ready to apply for that loan. Let's put this package together to position you to make a good impression. The other is to say, if I look at your package right now, including your credit profile, you're going to walk into that lender and you're probably going to be denied, even if SBA guarantees the loan. So let me help you get credit ready. Let's repair your credit. Let's look at some financial literacy issues.
Yes.
So that you understand the process of how your credit works, how it impacts your ability to get a loan, how it impacts the interest rate, the relationship between the interest rate and a number of factors, including the credit score. The other is that there are also community lenders. Maybe you want to start establishing a relationship with a lender in your neighborhood because relationships matter too.
Absolutely.
So if you pull together the relationships, the credit, working with one of our business counselors, you're better positioned, because what I don't want, and I know this has happened to me in areas of my life, and maybe you've seen it too, is that if we hear one no, we get a bit discouraged.
That's right.
And so I want to start with a series of yeses. And what SBA is doing is saying yes to the LGBT community. You are welcome here. You are part of the SBA family. We are saying yes in New York with this Many Faces, One Dream tour. Come out. Allow us to share with you this information that your taxpayer dollars have already paid for. Some of the sessions include business planning, credit and financial literacy, information about our loan programs, marketing, and then a couple of other key components. We want to make sure that your business is formed in a legal way. We want to make sure that you've evaluated your insurance options to make sure the business is insured. And also, if you're looking to expand, we want to talk to you about, well, how do you finance for growth? Maybe at this stage, you're ready for some investors. Or maybe what you want to do is, now that you have this product, maybe you want to sell it to the government, which is the largest buyer of products and services in the world.
And I tell you one thing, Miss Monique Fortenberry, baby, you sound good to me. Lord have mercy. Ooh, we got to go to a commercial
you should
break.
See him over here about to jump out his chair.
We got to go to a commercial break, but I don't want you to go nowhere. Have mercy. Now, first, this was going to be a short interview, but baby, you got to give me some more time. First of all, you look good, because I'm looking at your picture. That's number one. You look good.
Minute.
But then you sound so good. You sound like you belong on the radio. You know what? It sounds like you need to be beside me. Andre, I want you to leave the room. I'm bringing in
Miss. I'm passionate about SBA. I'm passionate about economic empowerment and our community.
And I think that's awesome. Listen, we're about to take a commercial break, but I want you to hold the line, everyone. When we come back, we have more questions for Ms. Fortenberry, and we're talking today about Many Faces, One Dream. This is the C. Allen Morning Show. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WOL traffic update is brought to you by Roads. 295 southbound, very slow now as you head from Benning Road to Pennsylvania Avenue, where the right lane is blocked with construction right now. So look for backup that begins again near Benning Road and growing with only the left lane getting by. 14th Street northbound just after the freeway is going to be slow with the construction right in the center of the roadway. Roads Anytime Cinnamon Rolls start a new breakfast tradition from freezer to table in 30 minutes. The best thing in your grocer's freezer, the best thing to have on hand in yours. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Modern Family on USA Network for today. It's going to be sunny, high near 70 for tonight, clear down to 40. Tomorrow sunny and cooler, a high in the low 50s. USA Network welcomes Modern Family, TV's best comedy, now on USA Network 5 nights a week. That's Modern Family on USA Network 5 nights a week. Comedies welcome. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
I'm Dr. Mary Harris.
There are certain things that you need to know related to darker skin types.
African American skin, that is. Dr. Monty Harris, a facial plastic and reconstructive surgeon, says that's why there's a noted difference in the type of plastic surgery sought by blacks as compared to whites in battling signs of aging.
Risk of scarring, dark spots after treatment, of understanding how our skin may be a little bit more sensitive to some of the product.
When it comes to choosing your surgeon, Harris has these suggestions.
Make sure that that physician is board certified in cosmetic surgery, to make sure that that surgeon has a level of comfort and experience treating individuals with your skin type, to make sure that you feel comfortable that the surgeon is able to, from an aesthetic sense, be in tune with what you're trying to achieve.
There's more at journeytowellness.com. I'm Dr. Mary Harris.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're back
Afternoon.
Yes, it's afternoon.
It's 11:17.
Which is afternoon. You can't get no breakfast nowhere else.
Sir, it is 11:17. It's not afternoon until afternoon.
Oh my God.
Until 12.
Good late morning, afternoon, early afternoon to everybody out there. This is Andre with the Sea Island Morning Show. And as you heard, I don't know if everybody was listening before, but if you're just not tuning in, we have Miss Monique Fortenberry with the SBA on the line. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited to be on here with you to talk about small business, economic empowerment, and in particular, this LGBT Communities of Color Economic Empowerment Tour. It's very exciting, one, to be in New York, and also to have this D.C. connection. So it's a special, at this point, afternoon for me in that regard.
That's right. That's right. I'm glad you backed me up with that afternoon thing just there. Appreciate you.
I'm not going to say a word.
All right. Yeah. All right. Now, see, I just noticed, that you said, that you're in the New York area, but you're not from New York, are you?
I grew up in Chicago.
Okay.
And spent 1992 until early this year in Washington, D.C., so 21 years in D.C.
Wow.
And now I'm delighted to be here in New York on behalf of SBA. Our New York District Office services Bronx, the Bronx, Queens, Richmond, New York counties, Long Island counties, and some of the other downstate counties in New York State. So we have a large presence here. We have business counselors in every bureau. We've got small business development centers, women's business centers, and then SCORE, which is our Service Corps of Retired Executives. These are all business counselors. These services are all free. And some of these people have operated businesses and can help new business owners avoid some of the mistakes that were made, that they made as they formed their businesses. So it's a powerful network. It's paid for by taxpayer dollars. And one thing that I want to say to your listeners is sometimes we want to have all the answers and we don't want to get help from other people. The work that we do requires us to be confident and to be assured and to project that confidence. And I would say that part of confidence is pulling together the team that you need to help you succeed, and SBA can be part of that team.
Awesome.
Well, Ms. Fortenberry, I want to ask you a question. Let's say, for instance, I'm the small business owner that's trying to get started, that's got a great idea that I want to bring to the public. What are the initial steps that I should take? I'm sitting back listening to you right now. I got my pen and paper. I'm hearing what's going on. I'm really interested in the conversation that you're having with the Seattle Morning Show. And I want to know, how do I initially get started? And how do I utilize the SBA to benefit?
Certainly. So I'd encourage you to go to SBA.gov. And if you do that, all you have to do is enter your zip code, and our website will populate all of our local resources, including the location of our district office. Here in New York, we're at 26 Federal Plaza, and it will identify for you where our business counselors are located, and you can indicate information such as maybe you are a veteran and you're looking for services that are specific to our veterans community. Maybe you're a women-owned business, and so we have programs designed specifically for women. Maybe you're at a point where you're ready to export your goods and you want to learn about exporting. So our website is a wonderful place to start. The next step, though, is the human connection. And so I want you to start at the website or give us a call. And the information, you actually call me at 212-264-1318, and I would be delighted to be your access point to the entire SBA network. Once you do that, what we'll do is we will connect you to one of our business counselors who will sit down with you and walk through, one, what is your idea? What is your dream? Is it something that you've been working on for years? Is it a new idea? And we'll figure out where to plug you in. Maybe you're at a stage where we need to help you think about the steps to get your credit in order. Maybe you're already operating a business and you need to figure out how to put some systems in place that will free you up to do more of the work that you are doing and to make your business more efficient. Because if you do those things, you may not have the needs for a loan of a certain size, and thereby limiting the amount of debt that you incur early on in the process. In addition to our Many Faces, One Dream, and I encourage the LGBT community to come out, our offerings are available to everyone. So if you are listening to this and you are in New York, I encourage you to come out to the 2-day tour, because you get both the information and the counseling at one point. And then once you do that, you are part of our team. So you aren't just going to see the counselor on the day of the tour. That is the beginning of the relationship, either with that counselor or the counselor you meet will be able to direct you to someone who can help you wherever you are in the life of your business cycle. And we have one counselor in Brooklyn. I love to quote him. His name is Rob. He wants a client for life, and so do we, because there is no reason to go it alone. And we know some businesses that started in the 1800s and, early 1900s and in the 1960s, and some of these services weren't available to them. The services are available now. Your taxpayer dollars have already paid for them. And part of what this tour is to say is that SBA is expanding its market just like businesses expand their market. We are making a conscious decision to say we want to reach underserved communities. We want to reach the LGBT community, and we are in New York. This tour is a 13-city tour. You will see us in L.A. and Philly and Miami, Oakland, Chicago, New Orleans. You will see us all across this country reaching out to the LGBT community, communities of color, to say these services are available. We want you to be part of this team.
Well, you know what, Ms. Fortenberry, I just want to, this is Seattle, I just want to just give you an applause, because one of the things that I find is that that is one of the most underserved communities that's out there. And oftentimes, as a beauty school owner, we have, especially the transgender population, that will come in the door, and their outlook is very bleak. Their outlook, they don't, it's very dim because of the circumstances or the situations that they feel that they're in, without any kind of help, without any kind of assistance. It was just 2 weeks ago, we had a sold-out show at the award-winning Bennett Career Institute, and there was an impersonator who got up and performed 3 times, and then that Monday, Her name is Sasha. She called me on the phone and she says, Mr. Bennett, I'm wondering, could you mentor me, because it's very hard for me to find someone that will not slam the door in my face as a 20-year-old transgender person. And she said to me, she wanted to, she said she wanted to rap and some other stuff, but make a long story short, she had no clue where to start. So if Sasha is listening, I'm going to pay for her to go up to New York to the Many Faces One Dream event, because I think that will be a good start for her, because she needs to be able to package herself to be able to be in business for herself. And I just commend you guys. I don't know who came up with this, because this is something, this is great stuff here, and I'm sure this is first of its kind, where I'm sure it is, where organization is someone like the SBA to take time out to go into areas where most people just completely ignore.
That's right. And specifically, so Sasha, I can't wait to meet you. You find me or I'll find you, and we will continue to connect. And because one thing especially that we find in the transgender community, it's LGBT-wide, but specifically transgender, is the rate of unemployment and the rate of suicide. And so what entrepreneurship offers is a way to move forward in an empowered way to build on the ideas and dreams of everyone.
Absolutely.
And Sasha, there is a place for you. There is empowerment for you, and there is a way for you to take your idea and for us to sit down, to listen to you, to nurture that dream and help you determine whether it is real, marketable, and can grow, so that you can go from feeling unempowered to employing other people.
Absolutely. And I just say that I get remiss because I think about I had a receptionist, and oftentimes what I do, I was taught well, and I make sure that we at the Seattle Morning Show, we do not discriminate. And I make sure that even in the place, the Bennett Career Institute, all of my salons, daycare centers, what we like to do is we show a united front. And I remember we had a transgender lady at one of my salons. She was the receptionist at the Martin Luther King location. And it was so unfortunate that Japaka Jones was his name, and was standing at the bus stop and was murdered. This was about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, he was murdered. And the first thing that I thought about was my hesitation in the very beginning, in reference to, because that would have been the face for the Martin Luther King salon location. And the first thing that came to my mind is kind of similar to what the SBA doing, and that is, just because it's many faces, we all have the same dream.
That's right.
We all want to be able to take care of ourselves. We all want to be able to be productive citizens in society, without judgment.
That's right.
So I just give our time is up, but I just give my hat off to you, to the SBA. Tell us one more time, we got about a minute and a half left, where the people can go to register for this outstanding event, and any other information you want to leave with us.
Please visit manyfacesonedream.com to register. You can register on site. We'll be at the Brooklyn Marriott this Wednesday and Thursday, November 20th and 21st, for training and one-on-one counseling. And see, Ellen, I want to acknowledge Eugene Cornelius. He is the Deputy Associate Administrator for Field Operations at SBA. He is an openly gay man, and this tour is his dream.
Wow.
And he partnered with a number of organizations and has worked with them to develop a 13-city tour to reach out to the LGBT community. I encourage you to come out this week in Brooklyn. I encourage you to visit SBA.gov and to know that we want to work with you and work within communities of color and other underserved markets to make the American dream come true. And one of those dreams is of entrepreneurship. We want to be part of your team.
Perfect. All right, everyone. That was an awesome interview with Miss Monique Fortenberry along with the SBA. Listen, this is C. Allen Henry. We got to go to commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to pick up with the Celebrity Beauty Weekend. We'll be right back after these messages.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning, I'm Doug Parrish. Here's the latest from NewsOne.com, brought to you in part by Exergen Temporal Thermometer, the top choice of doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals. Get yours at Costco and other fine retailers. Well, it's utter devastation in parts of Illinois following round after round of tornadoes on Sunday. The town of Washington, Illinois, was perhaps hit the hardest. Nicole Wilson has more on the story.
They saw the storm coming.
That's a tornado right there.
Look, you can see the clouds spinning inside of it.
But the massive twister still caught some of them off guard.
I went back to that end of the house, and I heard some glass. We don't have any windows on that end of the house. And we just stood in the hallway where there were no windows and just held each other.
Preliminary estimates reveal it was an EF3 twister that hit Washington, destroying an entire neighborhood. Officials have confirmed 1 death in Washington and 5 others across the state. I'm Nicole Wilson.
Well, closer to home, it was a violent night in DuPont Circle. D.C. police were busy investigating separate fights that broke out in the area overnight. In one incident, a man was found stabbed near 18th Street and Connecticut Avenue. In another incident, police say an officer was assaulted near 17th and N Streets. Well, despite the Redskins' crushing loss to the Eagles on Sunday, there was one career highlight for London Fletcher. With yesterday's game, London Fletcher became just the 4th player in NFL history to reach 250 consecutive games played. He also made his 209th consecutive start on Sunday, giving him sole possession of that record by an NFL linebacker. Well, at least the Washington Capitals are winning, right? The Caps skated past St. Louis last night 4-1 at Verizon Center. The win puts Washington in first place in their division. And this report is brought to you in part by UPS, now hiring driver helpers throughout Northern Virginia. Apply now at upsjobs.com. I'm Doug Parrish. When you're looking for news for Black America, go to newsone.com.
News Talk 1450 WOLAM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live on the C. Allen Morning Show. Well, we just definitely want to say thank you to the SBA administrator, Miss Monique Fortenberry. She, that was an outstanding interview, Henri. And not only is she a beautiful woman of color, I love her locks. I wanted to mention it to her since this is a beauty show. Her locks look absolutely amazing. So, Miss Fortenberry, if you're still listening, when you come to Washington, D.C., please make sure you contact us so we can take you over to the C. Allen Salon and Spa or the C. Allen Signature Salon and do a great treatment, even though your locks look absolutely beautiful. And also, before we move on, I want to send a special shout again to Mr. Eugene Cornelius. He is the person who created this Many Faces One Dream. That's something that Henri, now that's something that I would do. So Mr. Eugene Cornelius gots to be. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me calm down.
Yeah, calm down.
Eugene Cornelius must be an absolutely visionarian, because to come up with that, the Many Faces One Dream Economic Empowerment Tour, trying to help. I said, now first of all, I messed up. I said underdeserved, but it was underserved.
Wow.
I hope they didn't catch that on the air, even I just said. Anyway.
Hold on. Also, Richard Pelzer. You know, once again, just want to say again to Mr. Richard Pelzer, thanks for.
First of all, that Richard Pelzer got his hand in everything. My God.
He's all
Can
over
you
the
focus on the C. Allen Morning Show and bring us some? Okay.
Wait a minute.
All right. Let's move forward. Yeah, so we do appreciate Richard Pelzer. Richard Pelzer, for those who don't know, he is the founder, the creator of Mega Management in New York City, and he has many, many, many clients, and one of his clients is the C. Allen Morning Show, and yours truly, C. Allen.
Yes.
So while he's working with Eugene Cornelius and Monique Fortenberry and all those great folks in New York, he need to remember that he has a client in Washington, D.C. at on the C. Allen Morning Show.
You said that. You said that.
With C. Allen and Henri.
Say that one more time.
Richard Pelzer, who manages Seven Brown, who's working with you, yes. Who's working with Monique Fortenberry, who's also the executive producer for the C. Allen Morning Show, need to pay some attention in Washington.
Yes. You said that, C. Allen.
You got that?
I got that.
Oh, okay.
Did he get that?
Okay, so while because you have to remember now, Richard Pelzer also was Sam Fine's manager. He also worked with Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes, he did.
Tyra Banks, all those folks.
Tell us, C. Allen.
I want him to remember.
Tell us, C. Allen.
That he has a client here in Washington, D.C.
D.C.
On the C. Allen Morning Show.
You said that.
Oh, okay. I'm still a client.
You said that.
Oh, okay.